it's just going to be a horror. Like, this needs to be decided again, like I said, in a court of law. Like, this cannot be decided in the court of public opinion. I believe that having your stance and being on the way you want to be on, whatever side it is, that's fine. Because I'm on my side, and I'm very, very hard on my side. But this, at the end of the day, needs to 100% be decided in the court of law. And I think that right now, the NFL needs to do their part, as Nike did, in taking away or at least suspending their partnership with Deshaun. The NFL needs to find a way to get Deshaun outside of the public opinion right now, outside of the public eye. And if they need to suspend him, whatever they need to do, they need to figure it out. Because right now, it's you cannot, for the NFL, you cannot be letting this happen. I mean, Toast put out something just a little bit ago, and I completely agree with it. You know, Josh Gordon and others get suspended like that for smoking weed. And so far, we've had nothing laid down upon Deshaun Watson. And I think that that's just, again, the bottom line for me is I just think it's horrific. Like, this is just such a horrible, horrible, horrible situation. And to the people that were sitting there going, oh, this is going to be fake. Look at this. Look at that. You know, all this is, BS. It's crap. I don't understand how you could sit there. Like, there are women all across our country, all across the world, that go through these horrifying situations. And it's situations like that where you're going out and you're being disorderly. You're going out and you're shaming their name for why some of these women don't come forward. Because they know that they're immediately, especially if it's a celebrity, that they're going to go out there and they're going to get bashed on time after time after time by everybody. Like, I don't understand how people don't sit there and think, like, what if that was your sister? Your mother, your daughter, your cousin, your aunt, your niece, anything you can think of, where they were sexually assaulted, anything happened to them, and they have thousands of men and women and just people in general shaming their name and making them feel like crap for coming forward about something. Like, that, I think, is just, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I don't understand how people can do that. We're going to talk with Josh Houts when we come out of the break, but right now, to try to get onto at least a little bit of a lighter topic while we get to Houts' interview, we want to talk about the beautiful shade we have here covering the sun from entering into the studio, and at least making sure that we can see a little bit of Toast while he's on his webcam there. It's from A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie. You can find them at 954-434-4774. They teamed up with Bandalux to personalize and create the beautiful shade that we have here that has on-site radio in the beautiful pink background with the black letters and logo. It looks great. I love it a lot. The thing that I continue to say and will continue to harp on is that you do not even know that it's there if it's up, because it's just so seamlessly in to the, I guess you would say, like, what, the bezeling there, right before the windows and everything. So it's just very good. It's seamless. I think it's automated controlled as well, right, with like a remote. So you can be able to do that. It has a remote. You can put it up and down. I think it's beautiful. I love it. And again, it's seamless, which is what I like the most. To order protection with style for your home or office, just like we did here at Onsite Radio, call A Shade Above Window Fashions at 954-434-4774. You can also go to their website, ashadeaboveflorida.com. Love the space you live in, A Shade Above Window Fashions. We're going to have on Josh Houts here in the next segment. We'll talk to him about the Miami Dolphins. Until then, this has been Kai's Korner, and you're listening to the only locally owned sports station in South Florida, onsiteradio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Dunkin', To all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
If you missed Omar Kelly and the Miami Dolphins report sponsored by EJDconstruction.com today, you missed this.
The players sold their soul for the ability to smoke weed, larger salaries for rookies, knowing that the 17th game was a major component that's going to lead to a huge, tremendous jump in the television contract. So they sold their soul, play the game. You'll get 3 preseason games instead of 4. Ultimately, you're playing 20 games. So you signed up for it, so don't be mad when owners opt into it, which they have every right to do.
Omar Kelly and the Miami Dolphins report, brought to you by EJD Construction. Count on a company that's an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. EJDconstruction.com.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Welcome back to Kai's Corner. To reach out to Kai, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Back to Kai's Corner.
All right, we're going to have on now Josh Houts, Dolphins meme maker extraordinaire, and just someone who just has a very interesting following as well. He is a Borussia Dortmund fan. For whatever reason, again, even though I know the reason, I will still never be able to live with. Josh, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, well, I mean, with that intro, I mean, you know how I'm doing. I'm a little let down with that result yesterday, but anytime I get to talk to you is always a good day, so I'm doing good, Kai. How have you been? I'm
doing great. I'm draped in my my Bayern Munich stuff right now. I got 2 scarves around me, got a flag with me as well. Got my my jersey on, so I'm I'm ready to go. I want to start with that, and it's not going to be ragging on Dortmund. Funny enough, that game yesterday, I mean, it should be 2-2 going into the next fixture in Germany. What did you make of it? One, I want to say, I think again the ref, that was just a horrible call. You have VAR for a reason. What do you make of that game on that side of things, and then how do you feel? I mean, you have to feel a little bit confident. It's a 2-1. Going into the next fixture, like, that's not that bad.
Yeah, I kind of joked that Man City, you know, they're the Harlem Globetrotters. I mean, they've been unstoppable, and for Dortmund to go out there and play the way they did, I mean, I was a little bit surprised, but that was definitely I felt gutted to my stomach. I mean, I was sitting there, like, making my kids lunch, I think, and I turned around, and I thought Dortmund knotted it up, and then I'm going around the house celebrating, didn't have the thing turned up, and I find out, you know, they overturned it. So, yes, the result was nice, and I think they played well, but definitely a bittersweet taste in my mouth after that result.
Do you think that they can maybe get like a 1-0 draw, or, you know, I guess 1-0 win there at the Signal Iduna Park and go through, or do you think it's going to be where Man City puts their class on?
Yeah, I think this is game over. I mean, I'd like to be wrong, but that's that Dolphins fan. I mean, I guess it's just expecting the worst. And, you know, if the outcome's different, I'll be excited. But I think Man City's too powerful, and Dortmund had their chance, and, you know, I think it'll go the other way.
All right, speaking of the Dolphins, right now we're getting closer and closer to the draft. It's almost getting there. At number 6, who are you picking?
I think I have to go with you're a big Kyle Pitts guy, right? I mean, you're a Gators fan, so I mean, that's the pick. I was kind of torn. I kept thinking Devontae Smith would be the guy, but I just don't know how an NFL general manager or, you know, any team could pass on Kyle Pitts if he's there. So I hate that I'm switching a little bit here, but I think that if Kyle Pitts is available at 6, it'd be hard for the Dolphins to pass on that because, I mean, you can show any video of him, you know, beating a DB, beating a linebacker, you know, making plays in the run game. I mean, he can do a little bit of everything, and to add him to this Dolphins offense, I mean, yes, we want Devontae Smith. Yes, we want Jamar Chase, but Kyle Pitts is a pretty damn good player, and he's going to be a big-time player at the next level.
I love that. I'm so excited that that's what you said because, oh man, Kyle Pitts, he's dominant.
That just means he's going to get drafted before, right? I mean, that just means we're all going to have our
don't put that
on Kyle Pitts. And I'm sorry.
Don't put that energy into the air. I feel like
when I do, then good things happen. That's why I do that sometimes.
Okay, cool.
We'll see.
I was sitting here with Sean, and I was like, man, if they miss out on him and he goes to someone else that is just like a rival of the Dolphins or some way, like we're gonna have to face them so many times, like not just a division rival, but just anywhere else, I'll be coming in that next morning on Friday, on the 30th, just crying inside because I would just be sitting there like we literally just passed on this. Like no, it wouldn't matter who we got at 6, unless we trade down. If we trade down, do you think that there's gonna be a trade down? Because if they trade down from 6 and they miss out on a guy like Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase, I think I'm gonna lose it. I got to be honest.
Yeah, I might lose it too, but I mean, it's the Dolphins. I mean, we can't sit here and rule that out. And I mean, we're talking about the Falcons at 4, maybe taking Pitts or trading that pick. If I'm the Falcons, I'm probably taking quarterback. So I don't know what's going to happen, and no one knows what the Dolphins are going to do. But if they somehow trade it back again, and like you said, miss out on Chase and Pitts, and maybe even Smith, I mean, that would probably be the worst case scenario for this team. But then maybe they land a Waddle and go another path. I don't know. We just got to trust the process. But it would really suck, man, if they missed out on Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, or Devontae Smith.
In your bias as a Dolphin fan, and then also in just kind of the looking at everything, do you think that Dolphins fans are going to be let down when it comes to the draft, or do you think that we're going to walk away being happy with whatever we get?
I mean, I think we'll be let down no matter what. I mean, you've seen on Twitter, everyone thinks they're, smarter than the guys in charge making the calls. I mean, I think that's some way to an extent. I was upset they passed on running back last year, but what do I know? So I think no matter what happens, fans will be, upset and combat what Chris Greer and Brian Flores did. But in the end, none of that matters. And you got to trust those guys in charge. And we have 4 top 50 picks. I mean, I think the Dolphins will go out there and they'll bring in some talent and get some big time playmakers. But I don't think there's any chance Dolphin fans can kumbaya and all happy go lucky, because that's just not who we are.
So you don't really think so? Like I think at this point you'd have to be.
Even Tua people are still complaining. Like they're still.
Oh, but come on, that was like the biggest debate ever.
Yeah, and I thought that was like the most. I thought we should all be excited for Tua, and even then there are people that discredited then, and now that you see what's going on. So I don't know, man. I just don't accept that this fan base or any fan base can truly come together and be excited for the moves their team makes, because again, a lot of us feel like we know better than those guys in charge, and that's just not the case.
I feel like with Tua, though, there was, like, when he was drafted, there was an electric buzz of happiness. I think it came down to when they picked Austin Jackson. I think people got really upset. And then Noah Igbenogany. Yeah. It's like they went from being at the high of highs with Tua, and then the next picks came in, and everyone was like, is this really what we did? We're the Dolphins. We're just going to mess everything up again. But, I mean, when Tua was drafted, Twitter was electric.
You're right. Maybe that's as close as we're all going to get to, agreeing on a pick. But I just, I can't still see some of those guys, going and replying in all my mentions, saying Tua's a bust, he's undersized, he's Pat White. You hear Devontae Smith now, he's Ted Ginn apparently.
Wait, people tell you he's Pat White?
I've heard Pat White. People were calling Tua Pat White, a year ago, and I've actually had someone say he's basically a left-handed Teddy Bridgewater. So, I don't really address those people in my mentions, but maybe I let that overlook, all the fans that truly were excited, because like you said, I mean, we see their reaction videos. We just saw how much it meant to this team. I think you're right. That was probably the most kumbaya this Dolphins fan base has ever been.
I can't believe people call him Pat White or a left-handed Teddy Bridgewater.
Yep, I've heard both of them.
That's horrible. How does that even – I don't understand how that happens. I really –
I don't know, and I try not to get angry and say mean things, but it's definitely tough.
You see, that's where the two of us are different. Like, I think that obviously I want to grow my following and everything on Twitter and be able to have, like, the mentions and everything. I like talking with people, especially when we do the show and we have it on YouTube. I like interacting with everybody. But I know when I see stupid stuff, like, I tend to lose, like, a couple followers every time I see something stupid, because I put my opinion out there and then, people don't really like it. But it's fine, It is what it is, but I wouldn't be able to hold back. If I saw some stupid crap pop up, I would definitely be quote tweeting it and letting my opinion be heard. So I think that's definitely where we're different there. With Tua, what are your expectations coming into the season? Like, how do you how do you see from last season what he was able to put together to what he could put together next season?
I mean, I keep going back to his days at Alabama, that prospect that we all kind of fell in love with. And, we can sit here and talk about sort of blue in the face, the offseason, all the obstacles he had to overcome. But, with this offseason, with him being able to get bigger, I mean, we're all getting thirsty every time he posts pictures. We're getting excited about that. We're seeing him out there commanding the huddle and doing some of these off-season activities. So I think we're going to see more of that. We're going to see more of that leader. And, with the hip being fully healed, with him getting stronger this off-season, I think we're going to see more of that guy that was just, honestly, a surgeon. He was out there dissecting defenses. And then you bring in the weapons around him and build this offense the way it should have been built without having Chan Gailey. I don't want to say it's kind of like getting a parking boot put on your car, but he kind of took this offense and kind of made him a little bit anemic when Tua was in there. So I think we're going to see more of the Tua Tagovailoa we all fell in love with, and hopefully that results in more victories. I mean, I joke that this team's going to go 10-7 and sneak into the playoffs this year, but whatever it is, I think the team will be better. And I think for Tua, I think, you can't really look at wins. I can't really throw out numbers here, but I think we're going to see a much better Tua than what we saw last season.
Why do you have to put the 10? You're putting a lot of negative energy in the air today. Why do you have to put the 10-7 energy in the air?
It's who I am. If I do that, and then if they go 10-7, make the playoffs, I'm pretty stoked. I just think Dolphins fans are going to be upset if they do go 10-7, and it's just another 10-win season.
You sound like do you watch the Pat McAfee show at all, or no?
Yes.
So
I do occasionally.
Evan Foxy, how every time they talk about the Detroit Lions, he goes 10-6 in a playoff game. That's what you sound like right now. 10-7 in a playoff game.
I've been hurt ever since. I was going to say ever since Marino retired, but we were kind of hurt a little bit before that. I just can't get that piece of the shank out of my head, and I've been doomed ever since, I guess, as a kid.
So you think that's my expectation right now, and I said it on Monday, I believe. I said that 11-6 or higher should be the expectation, considering that you went 10-6 last season. You get an extra game now against the Giants. I feel like that's the expectation, where it's like 11-6 or higher, or at least, I guess, playoffs. Your expectations 10-7 in playoffs?
I think that's fair the way that you would expect them to win more games this year, but I guess I just look at it from that overall picture, and I remember, when we ended up getting to at 5, how many plays in that season, could have went one or two different ways where this Dolphins team, might have been picking down the pecking order and missed out on Herbert and Tua. So there's just so many plays throughout the season that I think can, change that record, that I think, just saying 10 wins and being stuck in that same consistent team that we saw last year, not expecting to go higher or lower. I think that's kind of the Dolphins fan in me, but I think the team should go out there. I think we should all as fans expect them to win 11, maybe 12 games. They should compete for the AFC East, and, if they don't in year 3 of a rebuild, then we're going to start questioning other things, and I'm not ready to do that as a Dolphins fan.
All right, quickly here. What do you think of the Sam Darnold trade? What are your thoughts and opinions?
The memes were awesome. I can't believe that a team gave up that much for Sam Darnold, but I say that, but then I also believe that, if he landed in Pittsburgh or some of these other places, that with the right coaching, he could become a player that some expected. So, Joe Brady and Sam Darnold, I like that, but I don't know why they gave up all those picks unless, it really was to truly get those memes out there, because those were some pretty damn awesome memes. I
thought that, they were some A-tier memes. Very much A-tier.
The Darnold one was my favorite. Yeah.
You said which one was your favorite?
The Hey Darnold, I think that was my favorite. That was definitely one. I could have done without that, but they love it down there. Apparently, it seems like the official Twitter account's a little bit more excited than the fan base is.
Yeah, I've seen some interesting things out of the fan base, but the official Twitter account, they had stuff ready. This has been something that's had to be in the making for a week now, because they had graphics ready. Unless they are insanely good at making graphics, they had that ready to go the second it was announced. Josh, I want to thank you so much for coming on, man. Again, you can follow him on Twitter at Houtz, that's Houtz, and you can see everything from his heartbreak of Borussia Dortmund to his heartbreak of the Miami Dolphins, and, of course, catch his own memes as well. Joshua, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you so much, Kai. I look forward to doing this again soon.
Of course. We will. I'll text you.
Have a good day, man.
You too, man. Love having Josh on. That's, of course, Josh Houtz. For anyone that, again, is new, and Herman, I agree. I think haters are haters. Tua will shut some mouths next season. I agree with that. I love that energy. That coming from the YouTube chat. If you're not in the YouTube chat, that's from Herman Cueva there. For those of you guys who are new listeners, Josh is pretty much like a brother to me. He's been there for me since I started with anything at PFN. I was a big fan of him and the podcast that he had with the Finsider, Finsider Radio, and then he just kind of helped me along and has been a big supporter of mine. So he's kind of like a brother with me, and I appreciate him and love him very much. So I love talking with him and having him on. Coming up next, we're going to talk a little bit more about Champions League soccer as we get ready for today's matchups. I'll try my best to not fanboy over my Bayern Munich and actually give some good predictions here. Every Thursday, NBA fans can catch one of the best basketball shows in the country when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host Inside the Paint. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business. Get year-round insight every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans, OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Parents, we know we can't protect our kids from everything. Eventually, they're going to bump their heads or scrape their knees. But we can protect them from 6 types of cancer. HPV, or human papillomavirus, is a common, preventable virus that can cause cancer later in life. The HPV vaccine prevents human papillomavirus and all the cancers it can cause. The American Cancer Society recommends getting your sons and daughters the HPV vaccine starting at age 9 to protect them later in life.
Take Onside Radio everywhere you go with a Radio FM app. Download the free app and listen to your favorite OnsideRadio.com host. Go to your app store, download Radio FM, and search Onside Radio, South Florida's sports station.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
You get a loss. You get a loss. You get a loss. All South Florida sports team get a loss. The Heat fell to the Grizzlies 124-112 last night. Jimmy Butler's 28 points not enough. Next game this Thursday against the Lakers at the AAA. The Florida Panthers, they fall to the Carolina Hurricanes. 5-2. Alexander Barkov had 2 goals. And that pain in the ass, Vincent Trocheck, continued his good play against the Panthers with a goal and an assist. They are back on the ice Thursday, once again taking on the Hurricanes. And the Mighty Marlins couldn't stop it either. They dropped the loss to the Cardinals 4-2. Fish are back out today, 4:05. Pablo Lopez, he'll be towing the mound for the Fish. This is South Florida's local home. Wow. Let me try this one more time. Big O threw me off. This is South Florida's home for local sports talk. This is OnsideRadio.com. So easy the second time.
to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
All right, hour 2 here. Oh, you said that you're going to put it on, Sean, or no? What we just heard. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say you were about to play it.
I have to get that one still.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were about to play it. I was like, okay, this is fantastic. That's great.
No. Since we're pulling the curtain back, I was going to let the music run while you guys finished that up.
That was fantastic. I loved every second of that.
It was very good.
For those of you guys, we're talking about
listen to the commercial breaks.
Yes, we were talking about a new commercial break that we heard. It is pretty entertaining. It's like the Papa John's ones are funny. The one about texting and driving is pretty funny. We talk about, that's bad. Don't text and drive. But it's like funny in terms of what. Anyways. Anyhow. Coming in saying from Herman Cueva, love your shirt, Kai. Bayern rules. Let's go. I got the, hold up, Herman. I got you. Give me a second. I got my what's it called? My scarves as well. I got my flag. I'm living life today. Everyone at my job is going to know, this is backwards. Everyone at my job is going to know that Bayern Munich is the best thing ever. Look at that. I love it. It's my favorite thing in the entire world. I love being a soccer fan. My fandom has reached a level where, also my girlfriend got me this shirt. Shout out to my girlfriend Juliana, or this jersey. It's very nice. It's an official authentic jersey. It's only the third authentic jersey that I've ever owned. So yeah, they're pretty expensive, and she got it for me for her birthday. Love it. Enjoy it. And then from NorCal says, Kai, what game will be the Dolphins' toughest to win in 2021? I'll say Ravens based on track record. That's exactly where I was going to go with NorCal. Like, it has to be Ravens because it's always the Ravens. Every single year. They're always the ones, like, every single time we play them where there's just something wrong. There's always something off. I hate it. Like, I honestly, I hate the Ravens. I think that's like, I hate the Jets, I hate the Bills, hate the Patriots, but I hate the Ravens. They have kicked our behinds for years now, and no more. No more of it. That for sure will be the toughest one, just based off the fact that, for whatever reason, Harbaugh and the Ravens have our number every single year. It is what it is. But hopefully it's not going to be that way coming into the next season. Like I said on Monday, right? I think that 11-6 is a pretty good. Like, I think that's going to end up happening. Like an 11-6. Someone said 12-5. It might have been you actually, Herman. I think that said 12-5. And then as well, like, a 10-7. Like one of those three. It's going to be one of those three in playoffs. That's what I'm seeing for the next season. I think when it comes out to scheduling, like how everything gets broken down from when they're playing what team, we'll be able to see more. And I don't go off of like the strength of schedule stuff. I think that all that stuff is crap because teams go up and down every single season. The new teams go in the playoffs, other teams get out of the playoffs. Like, it happens every year. So I don't want to go and be like, oh, yeah, this team's going to be super, super easy. This team's going to be hard. I think the Ravens will be hard no matter what because it's just what happens. I mean, Ryan Tannehill's down, Matt Moore's playing, we get blown out. First season, Brian Flores era, we get blown out at home. Lamar Jackson tearing us up, like him, Marquise Brown, we just got absolutely destroyed. It just always happens. The Ravens, they kick our butts every single year. So I would have to agree. I think that would be the toughest one. I wanted to dive a little bit into Champions League soccer here. And one of the premier reasons why I want to, and one that I think is something that will be good to talk about, is that I think yesterday's games, which is why I wish that we could have gotten Sean on one of those games because they were super entertaining. They were fantastic. And I wish that Sean was able to watch one. Well, the second one was bad. But the Man City one was very good. And I think you would have enjoyed that. I don't think that the games today are going to be entertaining. You're going to have Bayern Munich against PSG. You're going to have Porto against Chelsea. Not to say that they're going to be bad matchups. Like, Chelsea-Porto should be pretty close. It shouldn't be that big of a blowout either way. Bayern versus PSG should also be pretty close. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. But as I said yesterday when I was talking about the team and who they have. It's just that PSG is down so many players. And I know Bayern's going to be down. Marc Roca is injured. Tolisso is injured. Serge Gnabry has COVID. Robert Lewandowski is injured for at least, so you're going to be without Gnabry and Lewandowski for sure. Over 2 legs, you're going to be without them. So I think you look at that and it kind of hurts, but I just don't see this PSG team and Pochettino getting past Bayern. And maybe that's my fandom, right? I'm sitting here with the scarves and the flag and the jersey. Well, when it comes down to just the team, Verratti is injured, Paredes is suspended. Your midfield really right now is not that, especially without Verratti, is very, very poor. You have a very poor midfield without him. You're going to have to go out and, Julian Draxler has been going from, playing on the wings to going out and maybe coming into the midfield. He was a cam for a while. He was in the center, playing kind of as a number 10 for a while when he was in the Bundesliga. And then he moved out to the wings, and he's been kind of on the wings for PSG for a while. You're going to have to try to bring him back into the midfield. You have Neymar, who you're going to have in the midfield, and he'll, even against Bayern when they were in Lisbon, Neymar did not do much. Mbappe did not do much. They're not really an improved team from what they were in Lisbon. They have a different coach who's been struggling in the league. It's not I don't see this PSG team, but I could be surprised. Right? I didn't think that Real Madrid was going to destroy Liverpool. I thought over 2 legs it would be a 3-2 Liverpool win, and they would move on. Completely wrong. Liverpool got blown out yesterday by Madrid. 3-1 loss. I don't think that they come back. I mean, the 1 away goal is crucial for them, but they're not going to stop Madrid when it comes down to being in Liverpool at Anfield. It's not going to happen. And the 3-1 right now is super, that's hard to come back from. Liverpool's done it before against Barca, but that's hard to come back from. With PSG right now, you're without Mario Icardi. Mbappe and Neymar, the last time you played Bayern, did not do much. Angel Di Maria is getting older and older. Moise Kean, I like a lot. Julian Draxler, but you're going to have to probably move him, keep him in the midfield as well. And then again, you're out Verratti, Paredes, you're out. You have to have Rafinha and Danilo, that. They're going to get dominated by guys like Leon Goretzka and Joshua Kimmich. They're not going to have a good time against them. And then at the same time, Bayern now on the wings have Leroy Sané. The one thing that I would be interested with for Bayern, since they're out both Serge Gnabry and Kingsley Coman, or they're out Serge Gnabry and Lewandowski, I would be interested to see if they put Alphonso Davies in, because he was suspended. He's going to be out for 2 games in the Bundesliga. So he hasn't played in a while for Bayern. He played for Canada at the international break. I would be interested to see if maybe they try to have Davies start in a wing role and have Lucas Hernandez start at left back, because usually Davies is at left back, but he does play wing/left back, and that's what he did for the Vancouver Whitecaps in the MLS, and he does that for Canada. So it would be interesting to see if they try to maybe put him out there on the wings or use him as a wing sub instead of at left back. But the team is just deep right now for Bayern. I mean, it's Thomas Müller, Kingsley Coman, Jamal Musiala, Alphonso Davies, Leon Goretzka, Leroy Sané, Javi Martinez, Joshua Kimmich. The team in the midfield and in attacking is very, very deep. So I still think it's going to be a great game. I think my original prediction of a 2-1 over 2 legs is going to be a little too little now. After hearing especially what Austin said with a 5-3. I think Bayern goes through over 2 legs. I think today's game I'll be watching, obviously, since I'm a Bayern Munich fan. But I wouldn't think too much of it, to be honest. I would be shocked if it doesn't go Bayern's way. And that's not just me saying it as a Bayern fan. I want to make sure that gets through there. I'm just saying it as in the terms of I do not think that this is going to be some close matchup. But it should be fun to watch. I think it comes down to if PSG goes up early, there's going to be a lot of problems for Bayern, in my personal opinion. That Bayern defense has been very shaky. So if PSG goes up early and they have to play from behind, I think that things could get really shaky there. Coming up, we're going to cross-talk with Big O, and we'll round out hour 2 of the show. And then you'll be able to hear me again tomorrow morning at the same time, of course, 10 to noon. And either I'll be extremely happy from a Bayern win, or I'll be extremely upset from a Bayern loss, so we'll see how that goes. But we're going to wrap up hour 2 when we come back. We'll talk with Big O in the crosstalk, get some of his thoughts on Champions League soccer if he's watched anything thus far. What are one of these that I have not said in quite some time? Said Sean, said Juan's yesterday, did Jazz's today. Okay, let's do this one. Florida Panthers fans have a place to call home every Saturday morning as Cats insider David Dwork will host Chirping the Cats Radio every Saturday at 10 a.m. Onside Radio is committed to all sports. Panthers fans can now connect every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. with David Dwork on the home for Panthers fans worldwide, onsideradio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Howdy, stranger.
Didn't this used to be Radio Town?
Yes, sir. It was Miami.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Duncan to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Howdy, stranger.
Didn't this used to be Radio Town?
Yes, sir. It was Miami Sports Radio Town one time.
Who in the hell are these cowboys I never saw?
We don't know who these people are, riding in from other towns. There used to be a host in every one of these saloons, trying to talk about local matters, sports.
That ain't good, stranger. Could you tell me how this happened?
Well, it started when one corporation bought another, and they got rid of the good management and brought in a bunch of bumbling idiots and started firing all the local ranchers and replacing them one by one with these strangers from out of town.
I've heard that story before. Static and tumbleweeds, I'm moving on.
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com.
Let's be honest. The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Show him you love him. Keep him safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Hey, Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
All right, we're rounding out hour 2 now. We have Big O in with us. Oh, did you watch any of the Champions League soccer yesterday?
No, I did not, actually. I did not watch.
Oh, wait. Are we not on?
Sorry.
Oh, there we go. Now we're here.
Yeah, Liverpool had a much easier match after trashing Arsenal. So
they got slapped, though.
It's Arsenal.
No, I'm saying Liverpool got slapped.
No, I know, but they slapped us. So, yeah. So it's just, bro, being an Arsenal fan, it just kind of like takes the life out of you sometimes.
You have a Europa League game, though, coming up.
Yes.
They'll play, I think, tomorrow. So, you know.
Yes, it is tomorrow. Afternoon, right?
Yeah,
I think so. I think it's after I get off, if I'm correct.
Usually they are. Usually they're at that 3 o'clock slot now.
Yeah, it's right when I get off. So I know I got to record it at home and then catch up. But
Not
I
look
usually
through
don't
Twitter.
catch up because by the time I get home, it's 2-0. And I'm like, do I really want to watch the 2 goals on Arsenal? You know, that kind of stuff. I can tell you this. I have a better chance of getting Nike to sponsor me now than Deshaun Watson. Did you see that now?
Yeah.
Nike just dropped Deshaun Watson, and you know, this thing is getting as ugly as it could possibly get.
Yeah.
I mean, scary stuff.
Yeah, it's not right. That's kind of where I've come away with it. Not them suspending him, but or suspending their endorsement, but the situation itself is just.
Well, a lot of people have been very quiet, and so listen. In the end, you know, we still have to see all the proof.
Well, that's what I was saying.
And
Things get decided in the court of public
and I think
opinion.
that's what people are. You know, he already lost in the court of public.
That's what I'm
opinion.
saying. People.
He's guilty as hell in the court of
when
public.
it started,
opinion.
everyone was like, "Oh, it's this is fake and this." I couldn't understand why.
Well, at the beginning, I didn't like the lawyer. You know what? I'm sorry. I still don't like the lawyer.
Right.
I've never liked the lawyer. When they did the first
I don't like
case,
how he went about it.
I was kind of iffy about it because that lawyer looked like he was grandstanding, and this is not the kind of case that you grandstand.
Yeah.
We're talking about sexual abuse of women or children or something like. I said this a couple of weeks ago when this started. This Busby guy just rubs me the wrong way. I just wish it was Gloria Allred. If it was Gloria Allred, then I would think that he's almost guilty already from the get-go, because Gloria Allred would handle this with the kind of respect,
professionalism
right. That, you know, we had David Weinstein on when this first happened, you know, and I went with it, you know, I went over with him on that, on the, you know, the lawyer, and he didn't like the lawyer's tactics either. And I still, to this day, that's the cheesy part about all of this, is him, not the women, not
Right.
their stories, not their pain, but he rubs me the wrong way.
It's the way that he's and that's why, and I guess for myself personally, I'm not afraid to really go into everything publicly. So I know when everything came out, I was saying now this is untouchable situation, and I'm very in the and I said it today, I like to believe before I start to trash on people. I think that that's completely wrong, especially considering the climate and environment we're in. In 2021 now, it's a horrible environment and stuff like that happens all the time. I mean, I know. Not personally, but I know people around me who have also, not in terms of sexual assault, but have been getting things spewed their way like harassment.
For sure.
And that stuff is it's serious things. So I like to, I want to stay on the side of what I've, publicly stated already. And I think that it's just a horrible situation in general. As we have to, go to break here soon, what do you have coming up on the show?
We got Joe Shad from the Palm Beach Post. He's going to join us at 2:20. To talk a little Dolphins, and outside of that, we're going to do a lot of talking today, and we got a whole bunch of stuff to address and undress a whole bunch of folks in sports here today, because I am not happy about several things that have gone on. So we will talk about that.
Well, while I'm sitting there getting mad at tennis players, I'll be listening
today.
I'll be
Plenty
looking
of
forward to it.
rants.
I'm going to be by myself for like 3 hours today while I'm dealing with tennis players, and I'm going to need something to entertain me. So it'll be an interesting situation for me, but I hope you have
It'll
a great
be entertaining
show.
for you, not the not the recipients of the rants.
Listen, rants are always fun to listen to, though. I love rants.
Well, we got plenty of them today.
All right, well, I'm going to be looking forward to that. You guys will be able to catch me again tomorrow morning, again from 10 to noon, as every single day except tomorrow. We'll have Inside the Paint, so they'll come from 10:30 to 11. So I'll be here from 10:30, then 11 to 12. That's how it is every Thursday, and then you'll be able to hear me on the Open. Either I'll be very happy, like I said, about my Bayern Munich, or I'll be very upset. So we'll see how that goes. Heat and NBA fans, catch Ira Winderman here exclusively at OnSideRadio.com with our Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat reports. Catch Ira throughout the week at OnSideRadio.com, and when news breaks, basketball fans know Onside Radio is the place to get the insight you need.
We'll be right back.